Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and I've been snacking. So, you know that I am ready to get some productivity done. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and this is my lazy Sunday afternoon productivity stream where sometimes the lazy is in quotes and sometimes the productivity is in quotes. Uh, Today with me, as almost always, I have the one and only Doc Coleman and the one and only Sako Tumi, also known as Voit. Say hi to the nice people.
Hi to the
Hi,
nice
nice
people.
Let's do ladies first. Sako, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you are interested in videos that pertain to tabletop RPGs, I am uploading a bunch of videos, and I am going to be working on scripting during today's stream. So you should drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. And, I'm feeling lazy today, but I need to be productive because I've got until our Kickstarter campaign ends to finish my edits on my story. So,
Oh, TikTok. Holy
yep,
crap. Yeah.
got got until midnight on the 21st to get that done. So I've got to get some writing done or
Yeah.
get some revising done. I gotta
Yeah.
gotta fix it in post.
And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and today I am working on my space fantasy updates. Last time I was here, I was waffling back and forth about what I wanted to do, and I was leaning toward if I got rid of the narrator voice at the opening of each chapter, the story just didn't work for me, even if it broke it for some of the readers. So I got to stay true to my story, and that doesn't mean that the rest of their feedback wasn't going to be helpful. It just means I'm not using that one piece. And not all stories are for everyone. So today I'm going to get back into my space fantasy now that I have made a decision and can move past chapter one. Um, my roommate made the suggestion. Doc already heard me talk about this, but of having the parts that are in narrator voice italicized as like the introduction to each chapter, and then when it switches voice, get rid of that, and that should help. You know, it's almost
Delineate like
yeah,
character versus
yeah, yeah.
not character. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that would help. So we'll just see. So popping into the comments, I see we have an Eva hello and an Andy hello hola as well. And Mama Maggie is here. Hello and welcome. So Eva is working on implementing some developmental edits on their middle grade book one. 79 comments remain. So that's the number to go, give or take. So nice.
Poor Putty. Poor Putty. Oh.
Oh, we have mandatory cat
Oh,
content.
cat content. I'm
What's the
here for
problem
it.
with the kitty?
Um, my other cat decided to bully her.
Ah,
No, what a jerk.
She was laying so contently, and he came over and like swatted her.
That's not cool. Although
No, it's not.
I mean, I thought I was bad enough. I totally ruined Catticus's nap because I left the room to brush my hair and he had to go supervise.
hmm.
Um, but you know, I wasn't picking on him.
I'm glad to hear that Catticus
What?
takes his supervisory duties properly.
Very much. So Eva thinks
Cat-
a cat
Shocking.
was a bully. Shocking. I believe cats are being mocked as bullies, and that's not always true. Sometimes they just play rough, and sometimes they just want a nap.
My cats are like near each other, but there's this tension,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like,
Andy says boo to sudden get out of my spot swatting.
or something.
Yeah. So how's your weekend been so far?
Oh my God. Today I am trying to relax because it has been a stressful couple of days.
I understand. That's what I heard.
Mhm.
Hopefully people are doing better.
Yeah, they're doing better. They are
Okay.
progressing quite lovely.
Okay. Uh, I was traumatized last night, so I have to share a picture with y'all.
Uh-oh.
Um, this is could be very upsetting to people who like symmetry or think that there's a right way to eat desserts.
Hey,
He
so there's
just
a
like
trigger
hissed
warning.
and growled at her.
What is going on with your kitties?
I don't know.
So I was just going to share a picture of some brownies that a friend and I made last night
I want
before
brownies.
I took a bite. That was their serving. Like, I understand not wanting the crust,
Savage.
but
I
like,
love the crust. The crust is my favorite.
oh yeah, yeah, I ate the crust. I totally ate it. I was like, oh, more for me. And I cleaned up the edges so it was square, but oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. It was utterly ridiculous.
Savage.
And I was like, I knew my friend was, a little ridiculous, but did not realize I was friends with a monster. Absolute monster. Look at this monstrosity.
Yeah.
Who does that to a poor, defenseless, about to be eaten brownie fresh out of the oven?
Obviously,
Wrong,
this was a barbarian who does not know how to use utensils.
wrong people.
It
I
looks like
believe
they just went. Bleh.
I believe they used a spoon and it was less than a minute out of the oven, so it hadn't firmed up yet. But it was because you can see that at the bottom of the brownie, it's is where it comes in, so you can see that spoon scooping action.
New GI Joe with spoon scooping action.
Mama Maggie calls it the brownies of chaos, and Andy agrees that it was wrong. Oh wait, that's stars, not quote marks, so that's bolding. Okay.
That's emphasis.
uh Mama Maggie says, now if they dumped a quart of ice cream on top of that, then that justifies eating brownies from the pan with a spoon. A, that's a lot of brownie to eat. And B, you're going to suffer structural integrity because the brownie is going to get soggy because you can eat ice cream. Most of us can't eat ice cream that fast. Like I don't even know how that would work. It was very traumatic, but I did bring some home with me, and that was my snack today, was more of the edge, and I took one of the corners with me to save my friend from the horror that is eating the corner of a brownie, which I think is absolutely delicious. So Jen would wait, which part of the brownie? Do you want the atrocious pit of brownie hole, or do you want the delicious outside, or just any of it?
Or do you want the quart of ice cream to be dumped on top of it to make it into a single serving?
Right. Drizzle some like butterscotch and caramel, or maybe it was triple fudge brownie, so I'm not sure that a chocolate sauce on top would
Yeah.
be necessary, but I mean, if that's what you're feeling,
So friends with spoons is definitely a different level of intimacy.
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't enjoy spooning? So the middle and the ice cream is what Jen is looking for. So anyway, I just had to share the horror and trauma that I went through last night just to eat brownies.
I
Yes.
want that trim. For gluten-free brownies, they look amazing.
They are not gluten-free. I cooked these outside of the house, so I did not aerosolize flour in the house. No, I was elsewhere. These are Ghirardelli brownies.
Oh, I love
Triple
the
fudge.
Ghirardelli.
The triple fudge
stuff.
Ghirardelli brownies. So, see, our snacks today are in fact brought to you by Ghirardelli. They should sponsor us.
Ooh, want.
So,
I need a snack. I need to look for a snack when we go to Sprint.
So why don't we go to Sprint? I think that's a great idea. People in the chat, tell us what you're working on, and we're gonna go to Sprint, and we'll talk about what people are working on when we get back with our snacks. So, are you ready to sprint?
I am ready.
Okay, then let's see if I can. Oh no, Catticus might be helping.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see how that goes.
I have a
But
gilly
okay,
here in helping position too.
right. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom.
Now the scintillating silence.
And we're back. Oh,
Ta-da!
so did y'all hear the chimes?
I did hear the chimes.
Whew. Catticus was all about play with me, play with me. So I got my documents open, and that's about it. I did have one dark
Truffle
chocolate
Mhm.
lint truffle. Yeah. So
Yeah, I did see you wrestling with Catticus a bit there.
yeah. And then he decided to attack Mama instead of the toy, and I was like, and we're done.
And we're done.
So
So has he
So-
been exiled to the outer darkness?
no, I just stared him down while holding the water spray bottle.
Ah.
So how was your sprint? What did y'all get done?
That's a great question.
One that
I'm
is
trying-
on your mind.
I'm trying to figure out what's taking up all of this room on my hard drive.
Oh yeah.
My hard drive is like, hey, I'm full. And I'm like, I don't know what you're full of.
BS.
Well, that goes without saying. No. We're creatives here. That's what we generate. No.
That's what we
Yeah.
generate.
Yeah.
So I started revising my story and adding more steampunk elements to make my story more obviously steampunk and less Victoriana. So I've started off by replacing the horses that we had before with mechanical horses.
Hmm.
Make it more obviously steampunk and
World building.
yes, a little bit of extra world building, and one of the fun parts is putting in there that okay, so they're mechanical horses, so you can't put a saddle on a metal horse. The shiny metal slides right off.
Ah.
So they solved that by gluing real leather onto the metal body. But then you've got the problem of the joints. So they're baggy in the joints.
Hmm.
They look
So-
like pantomime horses. So we just call them pantos.
Have you considered
Have I considered?
having the horse made with saddles as part of the
As-
molding?
The saddle made into the horse?
Yeah.
Not at this point, no.
If they're made for riding, why would you need a horse that doesn't have a saddle?
Because you could theoretically put them in harness as well. I mean, they're expensive enough to make. You want them to be as multi-purpose as possible.
Or they're very specialized and you use them for the one thing. I don't know. It depends who's making it, obviously.
That's probably the same technology 20 years down the line. It's much cheaper to make them for draft or
I think making them specialty is actually pricier. A lot of people do a lot of one-off sort of things.
Mhm.
Um,
But I just like the fun of calling them pantomime horses.
oh yeah, no, that makes total sense. So
This is my world. Comedy rules.
I mean, obviously.
But with adding the new descriptions and stuff, I'm like up 180 words, even though I've been cutting old sections out as willy nilly.
Willy and Nilly,
Nilly.
but not Gilly.
No, Gilly is finally curled up here next to Trill on the couch and being quiet, as opposed to being insistent on sharing my chocolates that she was before. Not a good idea.
I mean, have you considered sharing your chocolates with her?
Chocolate's not good for cats or dogs.
Well, yes, but I mean, you could have a treat that you could share with her. I mean, if you were a good cat's human, you would have not even needed this explained to you.
Well, I guess I'm screwed then. Sako, you look perplexed. Complex.
I think I found my culprits.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Incredibly long audio files?
No, video files.
Okay. That was where I was going to go next.
Mm-hmm. Video files.
Well, if you have found where to look, maybe it's time for us to do the thing with the stuff.
That sounds wonderful. I'm gonna spend this whole stream just like maintaining my laptop.
Sometimes
So-
that's what you got to do.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Okay, then. Wait. There were a lot of comments.
Yes, there
So-
are. We were going to go to comments next.
Yes, that's where we were. Okay, so way back before the break, we had Jen writes romance said, I had some of that kind of candy the girl got for Valentine's Day. Yum. Mama Maggie had some Ghirardelli hot chocolate because this stream is brought to you by Ghirardelli, apparently. Emma Bennett, hello and welcome. Popped in to boop the like button. Yay. Mama Maggie said that if anyone missed the Romance Writers Forum on SD Houston's channel yesterday, it was worth a stretch. Nightbox Bot wants us to stretch.
Getting ahead of yourself.
Mama Maggie would like to hail the feline overlords, as of course one should. Emma said the romance thing was lots of fun to do. Jen says, I need to catch a replay. I only saw the last few minutes, but great guests. Hello, Haley. Haley swung by and said, my dad just called a tailgating dinner outside. Well, at least he didn't call it parking lot picnics, although he could have, because he couldn't think of the word.
It's a very dad thing to say.
Yep. Eva said 9 revisions done and finally got the draft over 29K. Awesome.
Nice.
Desdemona swung by. Hello and welcome. Mama Maggie says the Lake Huron UFO rabbit hole sucked me in and I can't stop my bewilderment. There's an unidentified object. Go check it out. Mama Maggie says if it's Windows, I think you know what MS is full.
Mm-hmm.
Eva says, I love the baggy jointed leather-clad horse.
Thank you, Eva.
It sounds like something that could become a game piece or a plushie.
Yes.
But, oh yes, the built-in saddle option is great, but maybe there's a subset of purists who thinks that's cheating, like driving a stick or automatic, a prefab saddle or an original sort.
Yep, and that's exactly the kind of person who provided these horses for the hunt. So
right. So Mama Maggie said, what if they popped the saddle versus harness on and off like a Mr. Potato Head face? Andy said chapter 19 is down and now into the last 10 chapters of the book officially. Snaps. Also, Zoe insists it is now time for petting, which saves me time. I was trying to figure out who Eva was agreeing with because I couldn't remember who Zoe was. But if it's Andy's cat, that makes sense that I didn't see Zoe in the chat. Perfect reward for getting chapter 19 done, petting Zoe. Desdemona is rewriting one of their chapters since originally one of the characters made a choice that, the more I think about it, doesn't make any sense. So giving her better choices. Mama Maggie says, Sako, I regularly compress and remove older video files because they take up so much space. And Patrick commented just so I would say hi to him. Hello. I'm using verbs, I promise. And Greg swung by. Hello and welcome. Are you working on laundry or just hanging out today? I know you're one of our productivity but not writer people.
Hi.
And also, appreciates cats.
Also appreciates cats.
Yep.
Although today is a day for puppies. Because today is the 19th annual Puppy Bowl. Which means my tree comes down today while I watch cute puppies. Yes. The actual streaming was at 2 p.m. and I have a friend recording it for me and I can't actually stream it myself. So I will be watching reruns, but I will be watching cute kitties and puppies and taking down my tree and knowing that they've pretty much all been adopted and are at there forever.
I was just going to go
Forever
for bowling with
homes.
puppies.
Forever homes. So, Greg is here for the snacks and the chilling. Is rainy Sunday laziness. So, Eva is startled that it didn't start until 2004. Apparently not. So, I Googled it and, they shout out. But I had a coworker who loves pet animals and didn't even know of its existence until like 15 years in. And I was like, where have you been? Hiding under, like, I guess Animal Planet never comes on in your house. But yeah.
There used to be a kitten bowl too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do have the kitten halftime show. So they're not forgotten. And they might be the cheerleaders. Sometimes they switch up species for cheerleaders, and I don't know what it is yet. So I will have to go check that out. So
We expect a full report next week.
I will do my investigation and I will report back. I still can't decide if I'm team rough or team fluff. I think I'm more into individual players than teams, really. So it's a struggle. It really is, knowing which side to root for. So Eva says they didn't pay much attention to things on Super Bowl Sunday until 2000 and didn't have access to things on their own TV in 2005. Eva just thought it was old by the time they saw it. So
yeah, Greg usually, whenever the superb owl actually does the things, he usually does his taxes. But he's like eyeballs deep in this coding project.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe I should remind him, hey, it's
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday.
I don't mind football. I'm just not a big follower. And, I used to go to regular, Super Bowl parties, and our host would get really annoyed because we would talk through the game and hush for the commercials and eat all the snacks. So,
Yeah, I was going to say, I only went to Super Bowl parties for the snacks.
I mean, we all know my opinion on snacks. So, Greg says, I've seen people talking about getting ready for the Rihanna concert. I guess Rihanna's doing the halftime show.
Yes, she is.
Ignoring the sports bowl. Jen is watching a hockey game right now. What Super Bowl? I know that the Caps were playing at 2:00. I don't know if we won or not, so I'll have to check it out. Eva says, I watched the ads via YouTube the week after. Same. I'm pretty sure that's my evening.
Mm-hmm.
Eva says, I haven't kept up with the NFL in ages. The husband is into fantasy football, which is less about teams. Oh no, the Caps lost. Oh well, we won the last one. I'm not too bad. Badly? Thanks for rubbing it in. So, and Mama Maggie is also watching the hockey game. So, okay, I think I caught up on chat for now.
Type faster, people.
No. They're typing fast enough. It just takes a minute to filter into the StreamYard thing. So, 4-1 loss. At least it wasn't a total wipeout, but still, that's a struggle. And Greg's like, let's chat more. Jen watched the All-Star game, and Ovi with his little son was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Ovi is pretty awesome. He is the Caps is the DC hockey team, and Ovi is our team captain, and also the second highest scorer in NHL history as of this year. So we're very proud and excited for him. And, he's a family guy, and he, is super supportive of his team. So Andy says, we're skating the edge of a wild card seat. Eva wants to know if you're trying to avoid these edits, Doc.
I'm not really trying to avoid the edits. I'm just enjoying all the audience participation.
Jen said the Sharks needed a win or two. I don't think they needed it at our expense, though. So meh. And Mama Maggie says Ovi's son was adorable, and Jen melted all over the place watching that. So I'm glad people appreciate, the good things in life, like quality players being good to, their families, which I, definitely appreciate. So Okay, okay. Now we sprint. Now we sprint.
Superb owl.
Super Bowl.
Yes, yes. We're talking about the Super Bowl a little bit, but mostly about the Puppy Bowl. um, and Jin says, I am shocked they won, to tell the truth. The Sharks won.
Yeah.
They can get a win against the Penguins. Thank you. Right? Yeah. Sharks, Penguins, and Caps are all hockey teams. So Jen says, oh, I guess Sharks. They are my team if I'm going by where I live, but I haven't kept up too much.
Yeah.
And Greg is on the
You have to
now
read
is
it.
Now is on the now
Rockets
is
when we
on the
dance.
when we dance.
Yeah. So okay. Greg says now is the time. Jen says, ooh, Crosby last night. So isn't Crosby on the Penguins? Isn't he like one of the enemy? I know they have like Crosby, Stills, and Nash on their team. I can't remember the names, but like two of them are like Crosby and Stills on the Penguins team. And even like that you both were trying to lean into it. I know my German accent is atrocious, so I try to save people from their ears melting.
Their ears melting.
Yeah.
By going sprockets.
Now is the time of the sprockets ban.
Oh wow, Crosby and Ovi are now friends. I mean, that makes sense. They've both been playing for eternity. So people agree. It was cute, Maggie. Yeah. So okay. No, really, we're sprinting. We're doing stuff in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Chakalaka. Aw, playing with their kids all made them look younger. Okay. And we're back. Oh, so how was your sprint?
I am getting rid of files that are over a gig big, and it is chipping away at, but like, I don't know what's taking up so much space. I really don't.
I hate that when that happens, especially when it's actually causing you to not be able to work.
Right.
Yeah. So I forgot to reset my counter when I started my new round of editing, but overall I'm up 318 words for the day. Again, a lot of taking out old words and putting new ones in, but I feel like it's going well.
Nice. I totally decided to update my like graphic for today and got sidetracked looking for a new Canva sticker that looks more accurate to Catticus.
You just need to get an artist to do you a portrait of Catticus that's similar to your style, right?
Right, with a transparent whatever and blah blah blah. No, I'm just like, give me a tabby where I can adjust it to be white and gray. Come on, just that doesn't look like it's asleep because Catticus is super active unless he's not, you know.
You that tabby, white and gray tabby that looks like he's coming for your face, right? No.
I mean, he's got his moments. So I found a really cute one that would have worked if, you know, Catticus was still a kitten, but he is in fact not still a kitten. So because clearly that's what my priority today was.
Apparently.
Who knew?
Hey. Priorities are allowed to shift.
Yeah. So, Andy headed off to dinner.
Yep.
I hope dinner is delicious. So let's see. Desdemona got some editing done. No word count, but getting through it. Eva down to 63 revision notes remaining. Desdemona, when I am editing, I do page count instead, or, you know, I took out filter words or whatever, you know. I like to have something I can check off because
I kind of wish that there was some tool that would count all the words you took out and all the words that you put in and then add them together. It's like, that's what I've done editing.
I just count it by page, you know, because it's easier for me. Sako, I'm not sure if you're talking with us or people in the room, so I'm going to assume people in the room.
She's got her headphones off, so I'm assuming she's talking to someone in the room with her.
Yeah. So Andy got a page into outlining / note taking for a story that's due April 1st. It's found footage story, so documents, letters, etc., and a bit of a challenge. So Andy headed off to dinner though. So Eva says it does sound like a challenge. Yeah. Desdemona says it might be more than what you want, but there is a program called Tree Size Pro that may. Oh, that's for Sako to clean up files. So we will point that to Sako when she's back on the stream. Eva was up to 29.6K, but dang it, is now back down to 29.3. Felt like adding, but I guess it was more removing. Eva,
you're still in a good neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Eva says they used the comments they put in, did their own dev edits. This is a first, so it's the only method Eva's tried thus far. Some of the notes are staying, so the end goal isn't actually 0. Some notes are making the setting for me to get a map made to keep the town straight. And Desdemona is editing in Pro Writing Aid, which doesn't even have a word count or pages. Oh gosh. Yee, shudder.
You're just naked there with your story and no protection.
Yeah. So, okay. Sako, welcome back. While you were gone, Desdemona recommended Tree Size Pro that might help clean up files, but it might be more than you need. You
Muted.
are on mute.
Hold
Grab
on.
me one of my warm socks.
Sorry.
Actually, you know what? Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, so while Sako is dealing with that,
This foot's just gonna freeze.
hey,
Hi.
Hi.
Was talking to my roommate who wanted to talk with me for some reason.
well,
And
I mean,
wants me to fetch it for her, and I'm in the middle of something.
yeah,
Didn't see that large light that says live on air right now.
I forgot I'm using my toast light today for my roommate,
Oh,
so
it's
she knows when
cute.
I'm live. I got it for Christmas. It says toast.
So when it's on, you're live.
Mhm.
It's when my mic is live because you can tell I'm on because my umbrella lamp is open and on. I occasionally use the umbrella light for regular lighting because it is actually better than the rest of the lighting I have in this space, especially after dark. But when I'm just using it for lighting, I don't open it because it's right next to the cat tree and it kind of
Yeah.
Kind of
So,
dominant.
yeah. So I try not to set Catticus up for failure. He can fail enough on his own, unfortunately. But yeah, Eva loves the toast light, which I do too. My sister got it for me for Christmas because I am a well-known carbivore.
Mhm.
I mean, I think growing up, my afternoon snack was somewhere between 2 and 8 pieces of toast with butter and maybe grandma homemade strawberry jam or blackberry jam. So,
Yay, toast.
toast. So,
Jones.
Eva is looking for recommendations. Eva needs a town map maker or someone to make the map for them, preferably one with experience making maps for middle grade vibes. Eva's going
Good
to
luck.
query this, so it's just for me. But if you have a recommendation, so yes, bread is in fact life. I have a celiac roommate, so I can do gluten free, but if I don't have to, I don't. Which is why the brownies got made not at my house because they were in fact very very glutinous and fudgy deliciousness.
Glutinous.
So eating food with gluten is no problem for the roommate. Baking where flour gets aerosolized is a little more of inconsiderate since she can't get to her home office without walking through the room that is open to the kitchen because there's only I mean, I guess she could go out the front door and go around and come in the side door, but that seems obnoxious.
That's unnecessary.
Yeah. So Eva says they are a rare breed, the map maker, for the regular old towns.
Yep.
So, yeah. So good luck. Maybe you could just zoom in and then use like house stamps to do the different houses and the streets and things. I don't know. A regular map, like if you make it super big, like you could use the rivers as roads or something like that. I don't know. I used to do a lot in just MS Paint when it came to making maps.
Yeah.
Especially since you can like create an icon or something and then just copy and paste with the invisible background. So if you want to stamp stuff or have larger buildings and stuff, you can just rescale that. So
Gotcha.
that might be something to try. I'm obviously not an artist, but I have done way too much in MS Paint. So Eva says, I have that thing where you can't see images in your mind's eye. Yeah, I'm borderline. I can, but 90% of my imagination is far more conceptual where I know what it looks like, but I can't visually like actually see it in my head. So Eva says, I've tried so many things, Google Maps and then remaking it felt possible, but I just can't like untangle it. But Eva is tracking where things are for attempt number 847-937-4879. After these edits, we'll be right back. So,
Yeah,
maps
that's an
can be tough.
interesting question. So my wife used to be a drafts person for a civil engineering firm.
Oh, nice.
So I know that she's drawn a lot of that stuff at like the house plat and the neighborhood level for different developments, but it's like I don't know if she's got any insight on how to do larger scale maps, but I'll have to ask her. Is that a phone number?
I hope it's not a phone number. I bet you it is a phone number.
Oh no.
Like
It looks like it's got the right number of digits to be a phone number, but it
867
may not be domestic.
it would be domestic, yeah.
8675309.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although apparently that's a dated reference these days.
Yeah, apparently.
There's an acronym at work I think I've mentioned before, which is WCA, and we usually pronounce it WACA. And I made a Waka 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 reference to some of the interns or college hires, and they didn't get the reference. And I thought Muppets were immortal.
No.
So, Mama Maggie says hubby's cousins live in the 847 area code.
Oh, so it might be domestic. Okay.
I mean, I was pretty close. I think I grew up in the 843 town. So, but not at like the area code. That was like the third set or second set. So Eva says, ask her. I have this one book that has a map in it that has that vibe. Not really, but simple sketch sort of look. And I'm down to giving her a shot. Ask her and have her message me the rates. Oh no. Eva just hand smashed the keyboard. So if you call the for the fake number, if you call it, I'm not responsible. And Greg's like walks. I think that was an auto.
Oh, it's autocomplete. Yeah.
Mama Maggie says they live in Elgin, Illinois, and Eva said that's close to Eva. So, but that isn't the area code around here, is it? I thought 630.
It used to be that each area only had one area code, but populations got large enough they're starting to overlap them.
Yeah.
And then you've got people who just get numbers with their cell phone and then move across the country and take the old number. Yeah.
I still have a Richmond, Virginia phone number. So
it's getting ridiculous.
I mean, I've had the same number since I was 16, which was longer ago than I'd like to admit at this point. I have reached the looks good for her age instead of looks good age. So
yeah, I'm getting to that point too.
Although my boyfriend tells me I just look good. So
that's very
smart
nice.
Man. Smart man. So Eva says, never mind. There's an unincorporated town near me, not Elgin. Eva says, also not 630, it's 618, like me, closer than I even thought. And so I believe Greg just guessed that I was 16 5 years ago. And as we've known each other for more than 5 years, that was very sweet of you to say.
Obviously, Greg needs to have his brain injury checked again. But
Mama Maggie says a guy named Joe says hello. Hello, Joe.
As long as he took it well.
Oh, okay. Nobody actually called.
Oh.
So we're good. So I was gonna say a thought, but it went away.
It escaped. It eluded you.
That's a problem.
We have a half an hour left?
Yeah. Another sprint. We want to sprint.
I think so.
Okay. Wait, did I close the tab? I might have closed
No,
the
it's
tab.
still there.
It is, but okay.
You're sharing it. I just don't know where it is on your screen.
Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay. So
Sorry, Greg.
let's reset this timer as soon as there we go. Okay. So scroll down, reset it. 23 minutes because Morgan is easily amused and it is still 2023. Um, so, okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. So, how was your sprint?
My computer is not crying anymore
Yay.
that it is too full, but it is still like showing me a red bar being like, you're so close to 500 that we don't believe you.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I don't know what all to do.
So it's no longer stuff from Thanksgiving dinner, but now it's at the slowly waddling around the house phase.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I did remember to reset my counter this time, and
Yay.
I've ended up net add of another 85 words, and but I've definitely cut some chunks out. But it's the tone of the story is actually becoming a little bit more dark and dangerous. So
Yeah. Which, I think people are
I think it's actually
maybe.
going to go down well in a Poe themed gothic steampunk anthology. So
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. So, okay, that's super exciting. So I didn't get a lot done, but I did look over some comments and think about them. So I'm not, it wasn't my best day, but I never promised it would be. So let's pop over to the comments and see how people are doing. Okay. So Eva wanted to play a game, but we ruined her hopes and did more editing. Eva is down to 58 comments, but past several map notes and is at a section that's a bit of a rewrite. So is taking a break and going to eat some dinner. So thank you for joining us. Yeah. Desdemona is doing good, still chugging along. So always good to hear when people are making progress. It makes me feel more like a slacker. I mean, motivated and inspired. That one. Yes.
Both inspired and inspiring, because you have created the forum which is allowing all this productivity to happen.
Right. Yes. I totally get credit for it. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
So.
I just realized that I have not been referring to any of the notes that were given to me for the edits. I've just kind of dug into this story saying, okay, these are the new elements that I'm going to introduce, and this is the fallout that's going to happen from them. So I'm like diving ahead with this because it's going to have massive ripples in my story. But then I think when I get done with that, I need to go back and look at the notes from the original story and see if there are any chunks of it that have survived untouched that still need to have those notes applied.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You started revising before looking at the notes.
Oh, well, I looked over the notes, but I didn't do my usual thing, which is copy all the notes in. I just said there's going to be enough changes because of the developmental changes that going through the line edits is not going to be worth it until those are done first.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're making some progress there. My ear itches. Okay. So it's just really interesting to see all the feedback and stuff I have from everybody. So Mama Maggie put some penne pasta, some roast chicken breast, and some broccoli in the crock pot, then got out stuff to make Alfredo sauce from scratch. Can I come over for dinner? I think Desdemona's with me. I don't know what's for dinner yet, and I'm kind of getting hungry. So
same here. And
speaking
I've got
it is. Go ahead.
Limited window for dinner, so I've got to come up with something fast.
Yeah. Well, it is 6:30, so maybe we say our goodbyes and, be back next week with more editing, and hopefully I'll make some progress because I promised to revise 50 pages by the end of the month, and you know.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. Although that sound effect has a different meaning now that TikTok is the thing.
Now that the app is the thing. Yeah, that's true.
I do have my like
There are C's in my TikTok.
yeah. I have trees on my shirt because today is the taking down the tree day. So I
Mm.
figured it was my last chance to really wear this t-shirt for the season.
Ah.
So I mean they're still
At least they're
They're
non-denominational.
yeah.
They're very wintry. I think you've still got time for it for the rest of the season, but it is
Sure.
very appropriate for the tree felling to happen. But
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, I was going to say my TikTok has got much more clockwork and requires regular winding.
Oh no, I need to wind my clock today. Thank you for reminding me. I do have a clock right there that needs to be wound every week, and I try to wind it on Sundays and have my like, oh yeah, I'm doing my stream. I should wind my clock.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a horrible euphemism, but is actually what's happening.
That's a different stream, and you people don't get to see.
No, that is not
OnlyFans?
being
What?
streamed. I'm not streaming that, so But there are other purveyors of that sort of content. No content shaming here. I'm just not going to be your provider of that.
Mm.
So. Let's see. Popping into the comments, Matthew Knight says that they wish their brain would stop coming up with more world building ideas while trying to wrap up the first draft.
Ah.
Yes.
Matthew, that's what sequels are for.
Or you put them in the notes section, and then after you finish that rough draft, you go back and do the stuff with it.
We'll fix it.
But yeah. Mama Maggie says world building is my favorite part, and I've put myself to the challenge of why don't I write a story in the same world more than once? I should, but I keep trying to invent new worlds because I love it so much.
Well,
So
you keep challenging yourself with new worlds to write it.
it depends. Do I find world building challenging, or do I consider finding new stories to tell in a previously used setting more challenging?
I was looking at it in terms of you're challenging yourself to build new and different worlds. But
well, yes, but I find that to be the fun part. Maybe, I think it depends who you are and what you feel like your strengths are. And I do feel like world building is one of my strengths. So, maybe I need to see if I can reuse a world more than once.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, let's tell people where to find us and peace out and figure out dinner for those of us in the Eastish Coast region.
With hunger.
Hunger. Let's start with Doc since Sako is drinking.
Okay. I'm Doc Coleman. If you're interested in finding out more about me and my writing, just go to your favorite search engine and put in Doc Coleman Steampunk. And that should help you find my website at doccoleman.com. It should also help you find my Amazon author page, where you should be able to see various samples of my writing and help you decide if it's going to be something that's going to interest you. And if you're in the East Coast, I will be making an appearance at the Telltale Steampunk convention. That's April 1st and 2nd. This is the inaugural year, and we will be kicking off a book launch with an anthology called A Cast of Crows, and that's the story that I've been writing today.
Oh, neat.
Yep.
Wait, you have the titular story?
No, I do not have the
okay.
titular story. No.
Okay.
The story for that anthology is the one I'm working for.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we have a titular story in this anthology. I don't know what the other authors' titles are.
So, sorry. I was going to pop into the comments real quick. Last comment was Mama Maggie has a dozen stories in the same world, but to be honest, the world building document is almost 50,000 words. So that's a novel in and of itself.
Yeah.
Nice. Jealous. Okay.
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. You can Google me at Sako Tumi or Voit or Sako, and you can find pretty much everything on all social media. I'm easy to find.
I know that feeling. And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively queering fantasy author. I've got one short story out there with Dark Recesses Press from January of 2022. And I blog, vlog, and podcast writing tips from the pros and, of course, my own writerly musings. This week on the podcast, which releases stuff on Mondays, was facing feedback backwards because I do it the wrong way around. And coming up tomorrow, yes, okay, good. My audio technician has in fact uploaded Monday's episode. Is romance in the genre fiction, because we all know what's on the calendar this week in the States. And if you check out my blog and my vlog, this week I was talking about the DMV in speculative fiction, where weird people use DMV to mean the DC, Maryland, and Virginia metro area. DC metro area, and not actually the Department of Motor Vehicles. So talking about how setting really plays in, and people's favorite parts about the DMV and their least favorite parts. So it was an interesting panel, and I did miss about 10 minutes because I got pulled aside and asked for stuff and things while I was attending. But yeah. And this week's
Fantasy Department of Motor Vehicles is a different panel, right?
Totally different panel, still exists. And this week's author spotlight guest was Deborah Jarvis. And yesterday I was at ScribbleCon teaching middle schoolers all about the traditional publishing process and how beta reading works. And last weekend I wasn't even here because I was hanging out with 13 disreputable middle grade author writers that I am in a support group with. We formed during the last year of the Pitch Wars Twitter event and have stuck around, and we get to cheer each other on. And most of us made it out to Nashville for that. So it was super exciting. So popping into the comment.
I kept seeing your post from that and thinking, I'm disreputable. Why am I not?
All of my writer friends are disreputable. I don't have any reputable ones. Okay, trust me. It was a subset of my disreputable writer friends. Right now, I'm also hanging out with my other disreputable writer friends. So, Desdemona loves huge detailed worlds too, and has at least 4 books in their current world. 3 of them are directly connected, and the 4th will probably have the same characters. Mama Maggie says, see Sako following me on Tuesday morning for sprints for the 5 a.m. Writers Club. At least it's Mountain Standard Time. And the 9 a.m. Writers Club Eastern Standard. And Author Goddess swung by to say hi. Hello and welcome. We're just wrapping up our sprinting, so slightly less than excited. But yeah, so thank you all for joining all of us. We had a lot of fun. And some of you were more productive than others. And yeah, so let me pop over to Twitch real quick and see if we can get a raid. Is anybody doing anything right now? Let's see. Where'd the link go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see.
Twitch.
I think Supernatural Writer is just chatting, but sounds like super fun. So let's go ahead and raid over there. I'm starting the raid.
Raid.
For those of you on Twitch. For the rest of you, enjoy your dinner. Okay. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.